Hello everyone, my name is Kipty and welcome to the Command & Conquer Tiberium Dawn tier list. Now this one seems to be all the units you can get in the game. I am going to judge them on a personal level, as in how much I would tend to use them when I play the game. I don't play multiplayer, I just play against the AI. So my my choices, that's better, are based on my personal experiences. So we're just going to crack on with the minigunner, or yeah, it's just a minigunner. So the minigunner, basic unit, it isn't really that strong, but with enough numbers you can take down bases. I have proven that. I am currently working on, or getting back to a video idea I have with just using minigunners. Now I've said that, I'm going to have to go and work on it, so I would say they are A tier. They're good in the starting game, they become more difficult to use in the late game, but they're a good troop to have in the pinch, I guess. The Grenadier, pretty much the same. It's a good vehicle clear out if you need it, against troops as well. Some base defences as well they can clear out, but again in numbers. I see. Well, are they worse than the minigunner? As I put the minigunner back in B as well as the Grenadier. They're pretty much the same, but the Grenadier has a bit more to it. Rocket launcher or rocket soldier, yeah, again B. Pretty pricey and they are slow, but they can take down tanks providing they don't get run over. Yeah, again B is not too bad. The flamethrower, god, I mentioned about the minigunner video that I've been working on, and these buggers are a pain in the arse, so they are A tier. When you get one of them, they can clear out infantry quite quickly. Nothing much else to say. They are quite good as well with vehicles, maybe not the more heavier ones, but yeah, they're not too bad. Again with the Chem Soldier, again is pretty much an A. They can clear out armies. The only downside I was to say for these two is once they are killed, they explode and they can take out your entire army. So yeah. Commando I don't use that much. They are very pricey when you play skirmish. In the few missions where you are using one, they can be a pain in my opinion. They are C in my view. So yeah. Engineer S, 100%. You get that into a base, they're taking over the vehicles here. The buildings immediately. There's no cooldown, it's just get in, it's yours. So they are S tier in my opinion. The Tiberium Harvester, again S tier, you need it. Without that you can't play the game, you'll be struggling. So they are S tier, they are the most essential vehicle in the entire game. I will not hear anything of it. The MCV, yeah, again, I said the Harvester was the most important. I said it's actually the NPC, but there are a few drawbacks, especially if you want to build one for base expansion in multiplayer. They are, I think, 5,000 credit each, which is very pricey compared to Red Alert. But they are so good. I'll put them in B. I don't really use them. I don't ever buy them. I just use the engineer. That's 500 against 5,000. C actually. Put them in C. The buggy, a good vehicle to clear out infantry and map expansion. Sorry, not expansion, excavation. Get your fucking words right, Kippy. B. They're cheap. They're quick as well, so they can, like I said, exploration, find enemies, and find out where you can go. Yeah, not too bad. The Humphrey, pretty much the same thing, just the GTI version. Little more expensive than the buggy. I think 400 compared to 300 for the buggy, but it pretty much does the same thing. You can skirt around and explore the map and use them very quickly. The APC, the all-person carrier, I think that the expression is, carries up to 5 people, gets them around the map quicker. It's slow, but compared to troops it's a lot quicker. You can dump engineers in there for a quicker capture of the enemy base. So A tier, not a bad little vehicle. You do get them in missions, and they are 800 each, so again pricey, but if you use it right, it's worth it. The Recon bike, not a bad little vehicle. It's 500. It's a lot quicker than the buggy, so you can go around the map a lot longer. I do use them a lot as well. So again, A, top of A. They're not that strong. I vaguely remember you need quite a few to take down tanks and stuff, but not too bad. But yeah, not too bad. Light tanks when I'm playing as Nod, not bad. Get enough of them, they can clear out defenses quickly. Strong armor. The only thing they can't defend themselves is rocket soldiers, which is, I thought, it's another benefit for these guys. But not too bad. Again, B. The medium tank, I'll put an A. More expensive than the light tank for GDI, but they've got stronger armor. They can hit harder. They can tear these guys to shreds on a good day. So yeah, not too bad. The Mammoth tank, top of A, not quite S, because they are very expensive, like 1500 each. But they got double barrel turrets. They're slow, but they've got heavy armor, and they can regenerate health back up to 50% if it falls below that. They can also attack helicopters. I was about to say planes. No, they can still attack planes, but they can't. I don't think they can turn it down. But helicopters they can take down. So that's an extra bonus. Are they the S though? No, I'll keep them an A. It's not too bad, I guess. Flame tanks, fucking annoying with my minigun challenge, but I can't deny they are very fucking good. S tier for sure. I use them every time I nod. They can be teared down by tanks, but on the other side they are very strong against tanks, obviously against infantry. Almost a one shot kill against them. I think the commando takes a little more, but not that much. All the other infantry are just gone straight away with that fucker coming at your base. So definitely S tier. I use it all the time. Very powerful weapon in your arsenal. Stealth tank, I don't use this as much as I probably should, but it's not a bad little thing. You can stealth around the map. You could use that more than the buggy or Humphrey, but it's a late game. I say late game. It's a higher tier vehicle, so it will take time to get there. But B. It's not a bad vehicle in my opinion. I should use it more than I should, but it's whatever. The artillery tank, I think that's what it's called, or just artillery. I think it's D. I'm gonna be honest, because it's slow. It's slow to turn because it is unlike a tank where the turret turns, the whole body has to turn. while it's strong against infantry and maybe the lighter vehicles, I don't think it's a good vehicle. Like I said, it takes a while to get into the fight. Its armor is light as hell. So yeah, unfortunately, in my opinion, it's a D. I'm sorry if you're an artillery fan, but yeah, that's just how it goes, I'm afraid. The rocket launcher, I would say that's I'll say that's C. I don't use it that often, like I don't build it. I do use it when I have it in the campaign, where it could be good to clear out infantry. I just use the cheaper options and then the tanks to run them over. So while I agree it's a good little vehicle to have, I don't think it's yeah, it's not. There's better options in my opinion, but yeah. Now, if I remember correctly, I think it's the SSM launcher, a higher up level to this one and more deadly. But I don't normally use it because I think that's just a covert extra vehicle. I could be completely wrong on that. I don't think that was the original. It might have been. I might be talking bollocks. Ignore me. But I don't use it anyway. There are other things I use. Again, C. It's not a bad vehicle, but I use other options when I play the game. The Nod helicopter. If I remember correctly, from memory, it's not in the campaign. You can only get it in skirmish. I don't use it at all, but it's not bad if you want aerial assault, so low C. It's not quite D because it's still useful. Like 1500 for the helipad, you can get a vehicle for technically 300 because this itself is 1200. But yeah, I only use because it's only for skirmish. I very rarely use it anyway. Yeah, not much else to say on that. Orca, B. It's a bit more useful than the Nod helicopter, only because it's available during the campaign. You can build it, same price and everything, but you just use it more. Actually, I'll put up a bit higher than yeah, about there. No, actually no, about there. That's fine. I'm not gonna start sorting these out, but just because I have in my mind, it's sort of middle. Very expensive, but if you can avoid SAM sites, they're arguably the best thing to clear out base before you storm it. So now that's all of the vehicles in infantry. So there's a few base defences we'll go through. So starting off with the turret, not a bad thing. It hits hard against tanks and infantry as well. I've had it from past experience. I'd say it's A. It's not a bad defense, especially for nods. I mean, that will tear through the medium tank quite easily. I say easily, it depends on other things. Will struggle against the mammoth, but if you have two or three of them at your base, then yeah, it's not getting through. So the SAM site is the nod base defense. Really, it's only useful against orcas and when GDI have their airstrike on you, which is annoying. But it's quite good. So high C. I build them when I need to. Otherwise, I don't use it at all. I've got like the rocket launcher to defend myself. It's not bad. It's not a bad base defense. So C is fine. The obelisk tower. I love this thing. It's expensive for sure. 1500 each. It can be taken down by one iron cannon and a well placed airstrike. But yeah, to clear away infantry very quick. Most vehicles will struggle to get hit. Armor, depending on what's attacking it, medium, I should say, but I do use it a lot for base defense as a high A. Maybe S? No, A is fine. It's not too bad. The tower, I can't remember what it's actually called, but the tower, yeah, again, it's good against infantry. It's not as... It's about the same as the Nod turret. It's I think it's just called the gunner tower. I'll probably correct myself in post, but yeah, it's not a bad little defense for early game or early match, as I say, against infantry and weaker vehicles. Yeah, not bad. I just looked it up, but it's called the guard tower, so I was I was quite far for the name actually. So the advanced guard tower I use a lot, so S is a fantastic little thing. Armor, not too bad. The attack is strong, it continuously fires when something's in its range. The equivalent to the SAM sight for Nod, but a lot better because it can attack anything. So yeah, I use it a lot, so S tier. Sandbags, S. Can't argue with that. That can block their AI very, very well. And at $25 each, you can't argue with that. So yeah, S tier for sandbags. Thumbs up for sandbags. Don't know why I said that, but thumbs up. Now this is where it gets a bit complicated, because the other two, I'm going to put these together, so the other two walls I don't use a lot. I don't see any point of them from me personally, so they're not D, but they are very low C, just because I very rarely use it. I might use the concrete, I think it's concrete, that's bobbed wire or chained, or chain wire, chain wall, whatever, fence, whatever. But the concrete I use just to mess around with. I have a lot of credits, so yeah, this C's fine. And now the super weapons. Iron cannon, S. Maybe not S, A. Very effective weapon, does take time to recharge, which makes sense. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take it down to B. And I'm going to say this because in order to get the iron cannon, you have to build the advanced I think it's called the advanced communication building. I could be completely wrong. I will definitely correct myself in post. But yeah, that costs about 2,800 to build. Takes a while to build as well. But other than that, once you have it, it's a very powerful weapon. It can clear out most defences with one hit. Infantry get killed straight away, same for most of the vehicles. Yeah, not too bad. Airstrikes, you only really in the campaign for GDI, you only get them once you get rid of all the SAM sites. But once you have them, it depends on the mission. Sometimes you have one plane coming, sometimes you have three. It's not terrible. It's definitely not F or D. I'm going to say C. It's still useful, but you have to clear the SAM sites to use it, so it's a late game thing, or late mission thing. Nuclear weapon. Now, in the old times, when the game came out, this thing was devastating. Recently, I have noticed there is not as much. Whether that's a positive or a negative, I'll let you all decide. For me, while the thing is destructive, for 3,000 for the temple, the Temple of Nod. Again, I'm gonna have to correct myself if I'm wrong, but 3,000 to build that in the campaign, and I think in the skirmish as well. It only has one use and that's it, so that's a very, very bad drawback. It's not D. I would say it's high pricey, because you only have one use for it, and if you mess up, you're messed up. And that's 3,000 credits down the shitter. So that's my full list of the Tiberium Dawn units and base defences. A bit of a mixed selection. Again, this is just me and my own personal uses of these. But if you agree or disagree, you're more than welcome to put in the comments below. Just be civil about it, please. There's no need to get angry at me if you don't agree with me. But your opinion is your opinion. Just let me know. But if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Also, some of the videos help me a lot. And if you have any other tier lists you would like me to go through, just pop in the link in the comments below, or just give me the name of what you want me to look at and I will add it to the list. And with that being said, thank you for watching. I've been Kitty. Until next time, see you later.